If you guys have been following our restoration series, we actually started our Airstream build in October of 2023, and it's now 2025. It took a total of 14 months to finish our Airstream, and now we're just working on the final touches. So last week we packed everything up and drove the Airstream out of the backyard for the first time since we brought it there. Since this is the end of a huge project for us and it's a new year, Matt and I want to kind of catch up, do a little Q&A, and share with you guys what's going on with us and what is happening next. We completed the tail end of our Airstream while living in it, but to be honest, when you're working on something that you're living in, it's kind of hard to set your routines, make permanent spaces for things. So it's been kind of a struggle to live and work in the same space, but we're finally here and things can finally find its permanent spot. The other day we were like, where do we put our jackets? That's not something that we built into the Airstream. We thought of everything. And then the jackets started filling up the entire space and we were like, oh, we didn't make a spot for that. So this is our temporary solution for our winter jackets. It works really well. We've got some S hooks here. So this is where we put our winter jackets for now. And I think it works. So this is just an example, but we have probably 50 of those scenarios to work through before we can really feel super comfortable in this space. But honestly, it's already so cozy, and you can tell we've been living in it because it looks lived in. So let me give you a little tour. This is our kitchen. We've been a little sniffly because of the cold weather. I made some tea for me and Matt. One of our favorite things in the Airstream so far is this wood stove, and we've been using it non-stop. But it's warm today, so we are keeping it off for now until later. And we just got back from some holiday travel, so our place looks like this. Matt's outside chopping it up. So to answer the question of what we've been up to, we've been taking some much needed rest. We definitely needed it, and we're finally getting back to having full energy again, but still we need quite a bit of time to get back to our normal selves. About 2 weeks ago, we did our shakedown trip with the Airstream, and that's kind of a test to see what breaks once you start moving the space. And I'm really happy to say that only one thing actually broke during the drive, and that was a drawer slide. You hear some noise outside, it's Matt. When we did a shakedown trip, this is the drawer that flew open, and the drawer slides actually came apart from the box. So we just added more screws in, and so it should be fine. But the reason why it flew open is because it's so big and the stuff that we put in it is so heavy that the RV lock that we put in failed. With only one drawer slide breaking, I think that's kind of a win. So we'll just have to upgrade the lock on this one and keep an eye on it. But other than that, the shakedown trip went really well. But given that this is a restoration and this trailer is over 50 years old, things are just gonna start to break and we just need to be ready to fix them. Like this window right here, one of the handles broke off pretty soon after we completed our Airstream, and we were like, oh my gosh. As you can see here, this handle is broken. Most of these handles were actually broken when we got the Airstream, but a few were not, so we didn't take them apart to reattach them, and now they are breaking. So nothing 4 rivets won't fix. So that's just teaching us that we always needed to be ready to fix these small things here and there, because that's what happens when you restore an old Airstream, you know?
I can confidently say without a doubt that if we didn't have this tiny wood stove installed, we would probably have froze to death a couple weeks ago. It got into the single digits and our diesel heater actually completely gelled up because it got too cold for the diesel, and I had to wake up in the middle of the night and start a fire. I got a little battery operated Cobalt chainsaw, which I used to just cut regular firewood into like 6 to 8 inch chunks. And then I just split them by hand, and since we're not really close to a gym, it's good exercise, and I really like cutting wood. We definitely have a really good hang of how to operate the stove more efficiently now compared to the first 2 days when using it. And if you saw our install video, you can check that out and you can kind of see like what we're talking about. Whew. I have to say, through all the work that we've done, this is definitely my favorite part of the Airstream. Let's talk about Big Mama. This is our 2006 Toyota Sequoia, and it did a pretty good job towing our Airstream. We have a 23-foot Airstream. We don't know how much it weighs, but I'm gonna guesstimate it's about 4,800 pounds, just based off of my research and keeping track of all the stuff that we put in. That's fully loaded, not like dry weight. It handled really well. Our gas mileage is absolutely atrocious. Anytime we hit a little New England rolling hill, we were getting like 3 miles a gallon. We used about a half a tank of gas going just an hour from my mom's house to my friend's house. And honestly, that was a really, really tough punch in the gut, getting such horrible, horrible gas mileage. But a new truck's not in our budget, and we don't take on debt to do things, especially taking out a car payment just for the sake of traveling. It's just not worth it, so we're gonna make it work with Big Mama, and we're going to save up for a bigger, more efficient, stronger truck in the future. But for now, we're very grateful that we have a strong, reliable vehicle. There's one thing I need to do though. I have to replace the 7-pin connector on Big Mama. The original connector is the factory connector, and it's just old. You know, it's probably pushing 19 years at this point. All right, so this is the trailer plug I'm replacing. It's got the 7-pin, the 7-pin, 7 blade technically, and a little 4-pin. So if I ever like rent a trailer from like, I think Tractor Supply or maybe U-Haul has them, I also have this connector because this one doesn't have it.
Since Matt is working on the car, I'm not gonna wait for him to get this done. I'm just gonna get started myself. I just took off the little knob, which is on a little set screw. Thankfully, there's 2 handles, so the window can actually stay up on one handle. Package secured! These must be the original rivets. Over time, those just corrode and then they fail. Thankfully, I know how to fix this. Also, don't mind the rust, it just matches my outfit. There's rusty parts all around this Airstream. Not a lot, but mostly with the windows. And you know what? We could get it done or we can get it perfect, and we chose to get it done.
This is just a friendly reminder that you're just one stripped bolt away from a 15-minute project turning it into a 1-hour project.
All right, we decided on a set of tools. Matt decided on a set of tools that we're gonna keep on the road with us, and thankfully, I have everything I need to fix this. I've got a rivet gun, 1/8 rivets, safety gear. Oh yeah, they pop right out. These little things are the butt ends of these rivets. That was easy. I didn't even need this. So let's go ahead and pop them in.
Hey Penny, back up girl. Go find me a stick, Penny. Go find me a stick. Go find me a stick and I'll go throw it. Can you help me? Oh. No. Go find Megan. Go find Megan. Thank you.
This is done. It's 0 time. I'm just gonna put that little knob on. It's just an Allen wrench. Let's see if I did it properly. Yes. Okay. Perfect. You know, a lot of this restoration wasn't really that hard if you broke it down into project by project, but when you put the whole entire project together, it was quite difficult. Super cutesy wootsy. All right, that's done.
All right, out with the old. I'm gonna hold on to this because I have problems letting go, but this is the brand new one right here. Brand new 7-blade connector for this side, and if we ever need to use it, we have a brand new 4-pin connector. And now we're gonna answer your questions.
'24 is over in a few hours.
Crazy, what a year it's been.
It's been a crazy year.
Feels incredible to be done with the Airstream. This has been the hardest thing I've ever done by a landslide. It challenged me in every possible way imaginable, but we're done. We have a beautiful house.
super cozy in here. So let's get to some Q&A questions.
Yeah.
That you guys sent over on Instagram.
You guys queued, we're Aing.
What was the hardest part of the Airstream restoration?
Immediately I thought windows. In terms of like pain in the assness scale, but I think the hardest part would probably be like the shell off, shell on.
Yeah.
I think
I would say that.
I think just the logistics of lifting the shell up, and neither one of us have any construction experience, and trying to figure out how to brace the shell. There's not really many resources online. The backyard was super uneven, so gantries was just not even an option for us, so we had to figure out how to jack up the shell from the outside and the inside.
We're basically splitting our trailer in half and making sure that during the time it's split apart that it doesn't just completely crumble. I think it's high stakes.
Yeah.
And I think the windows, if you can avoid them, do, because they
break your
suck
soul.
level was so high. The shell off, shell on was a big challenge, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But the windows were just massive suck level.
Yeah.
What is your favorite room in the Airstream?
If I had to pick one, I would pick this area here.
Yeah. I love the living space. It's just so comfortable. And coming from living in a van, which was all bed, very thin benches, and a really small cooking space, I think this is... I mean, look, we're cuddling.
We're super cozy.
And my leg can go here, and Matt's leg can go there. It's like... It's amazing. It's so cozy in here. We've almost made it too cozy in here. The best looking room is the kitchen.
I think so. I think we
functionality
nailed
wise,
it with the design.
The living room is just the best looking.
I think what I love is that we can sit here and look at our beautiful kitchen. Like if our kitchen sucked, it would just we'd sit here and probably say like I don't like it.
I hate the view. Yeah.
But, no, I love looking at all of our hard work and seeing it.
What is one thing you wish you did differently? I wish we had committed to doing this project somewhere where it wasn't 4 seasons. That is what I would do differently.
That's fair.
I would make sure that we did a project like this, unless it was on our own property, in a place where the weather is pretty...
That was ultimately the thing that held us up the most, was
the weather.
The constant weather. It's super wet all summer, super snowy last winter.
We had downpour almost every other day, maybe even every day within like a given week. And we pretty much caught every leak.
Except for one that showed up as soon as we put the walls back on, and then we sealed it our best, and it hasn't come back. So
it just disappeared.
At the end of the day, it's a 51-year-old trailer, so I think it's gonna leak, even with all of our leak prevention. So it is what it is.
Where are you going first? What's the plan, Stan?
I think what we're gonna do, we're at my friend's house now, in their backyard. They're very graciously hosting us while we recuperate and rest. We're super tired. I'm extremely burnt out. And we're gonna basically figure out, hopefully by February, where we're gonna go. The goal is to be warm.
Basically,
I think
we
Arizona.
don't have a plan. Let's just normalize that for a bit. We just finished our big project. And I know everyone's question is like, what's next? What's next? Where are you gonna go? But we need some sleep. And we can't really decide where to go if we're so tired. And we've just been getting sick constantly, and I think it's because we've just been going and going and going. So truthfully, we don't have a plan, but we did make this trailer to be able to drive it places, so we'll just leave it at that.
We'll let you know when we know.
I think our content is going to be more of our life inside of the Airstream wherever we go, and less travel focused.
Is that gonna be like, is that a question we had?
Yes, actually, that's why I said it. Are you excited to travel again, and do you miss it?
We definitely miss travel.
Uh-huh.
We got to do a couple short little small trips during the Airstream build. We decided to just enjoy the trip, and we actually realized that it's really nice to not have to film all of the trips that we do. And we like to have the videos that we've made in the past to look back to, but being able to just go somewhere and enjoy something and just have it be for us, without any pressure or expectation of making a decent video, was really sweet. So I think that going forward, we're probably gonna switch up how we decide to make videos on our channel.
And I'm excited to share with you guys a lot of the stuff that we've been doing in the Airstream so far. I mean, cooking on the wood stove, just cozying up. The other day, snow fell and it was just beautiful.
It was chill.
It was so chill. Living in this Airstream is so chill. So we're going to share a lot more of that with you. So back to the Airstream build. What tools could you not have done it without?
Milwaukee M12 rivet gun is worth its weight in gold.
Gold.
Honestly, a table saw, super useful.
Yeah, we'll put a list together and put it in the description. But yeah, rivets.
Basically metalworking tools.
Oh, the Dremel tool.
We got a Dremel like halfway through the build, and I have to say it became the #1 used thing for me for like at least probably 2 months straight. I used it every single day.
Is there anything that you would change already about the Airstream?
I kind of don't really like our induction stove.
Oh, yes.
I don't really think I like cooking on induction.
I don't think I like it either.
You're just copying my ideas again.
I forgot about the induction because there's not much of another option because we want it to be propane free.
If I like look around and I'm like, huh, what would I do differently? I can't really think of anything.
I think some of the stuff that we bought on Amazon was just crap. And a lot of it has already broken or looks like crap.
Like what?
What about all the gas struts?
Oh, don't buy your... Oh my god.
Don't buy your gas struts on Amazon.
Just don't buy gas struts.
Oh, we don't like our composting toilet.
Oh yeah, I hate that. But we're not going to talk about it, and don't ask us any questions because I won't answer.
Was the Airstream restoration worth it?
I learned so much.
I learned so much.
Learned so many things. I would definitely say it was worth it. I don't think that there's a better learning experience than finishing a project like this. I would say it was absolutely worth it, the skills that I've learned, and you know, honestly, like the resilience and perseverance for not quitting.
Honestly, there were plenty of times where we could quit, but I think we're too stubborn.
There were plenty of times that we wanted to quit, but there was only maybe one time that we could have quit.
We could have quit.
And that was probably before we took the shell off.
Yeah.
Because we kind of figured, all right, we took the shell off, and then, well, we couldn't sell it apart, so we'd have to put it back together. And at that point, we're like, well, we already put it back together. We might as well keep building it. And then it kind of just kept compounding and compounding. Like, well, we're at this point. We only have to do a few more. So we really broke this project down into, like, the most microscopic, minute details of, like, today we have to scrape gunk. Tomorrow we have to scrape more gunk. And then we get to reseal.
I'm reliving it. I'm reliving it.
Let's save some of that reliving trauma for another video.
Okay. What was the question? Oh, was it worth it? Yeah. I think it was worth it.
At the end of the day, it's a DIY build we're very proud of, and thank you to everybody who supported us through the beginning, through the middle, through the end. I know some of you guys dropped off at some point, honestly.
You're probably back by now. If you guys want a really quick tour, we do have a short up of a little walkthrough of our Airstream, but we'll see you in the next one where we give you all the details of everything we built ourselves. And fun fact, we actually did every part of this restoration ourselves.
But you'd know that if you watched them. So go watch them, and then you'll see the final product real soon.
Yeah, I'm going to put the playlist right here.
Bye.